And here we are, BDS rolling into the studio. Tandem bikes are difficult. How did the fifth member of the team get here?
That's a good question. I think we're about to find out because everyone's wondering where they are. They don't seem to care. No jungler. They're going 4v5 today.
4v5, which might aid Finn's bid for a little bit of a monologue.
Oh, there wasn't even like an ending as to where their jungler was. They just lost it.
I see him now. Why he wasn't on the bike, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
We'll find out.
He's looking at us now, back to us, kind of like wondering what the hell we're talking about.
Hope you all enjoyed your brief reality TV break.
Yeah. We're extending our skill sets to...
and you might not see a UK player on stage in this league ever again, but you do see a UK caster, so that's something.
A couple UK casters.
Couple UK casters. We're just stacking them up, collecting them like Pokemon. This is an interesting game. This is actually a big game. Now, usually when you look at Astralis and BDS, obviously, BDS coming out swinging. Don't always expect this from them, but taking down Fnatic yesterday, Fnatic really struggling. Astralis feels like potentially one of their last chances to get a win on the board. You saw Finn, you saw with positivity and optimism about this team being able to turn it around, make a Schalke-esque miracle run. Well, if they want to make that run, it feels like it most certainly has to start today. Again, battle for top 8. Top 8 is everything. Both these teams expected to be fighting for those slots.
Yeah, Astralis need this win. They're 0-4 right now. And if they want to join the race, I think the next in line is XL and Fnatic on 1 win. They're guaranteed a win this weekend because they play against each other later today. And then it's on 2 wins where BDS is lying next to teams like Heretics and Koi and SK. I think we'll get into draft very, very shortly.
We are in draft.
We are in draft. So Caitlyn first pick coming out for Astralis. Varus taken away, Lucian taken away, Yuumi taken away. We'll see what they answer it with here on the red side. But Maokai and Sejuani are down, junglers are down. Could look for a Zeri lane or something along those lines, or an Ashe, Heimerdinger, anything to push really.
Yeah, and I will say, despite Astralis losing yesterday, they had one shining light, and it was the bottom side there. Kobbe and JeongHoon playing incredibly well individually in that lane phase. So setting them up for success with this first pick, Caitlyn here. Jhin now locked in. This could be a support. This could be an AD. That is the absolute horror that is 13.1. If a champion has any CC in their kit, they count as a support now.
Is it an AD carry? It could be played on both roles in support, in AD and support. We've seen even back to 2016 or 17 MF support, the beginning of the end, where now we've got Ashe, Jhin, Caitlyn, Kalista. So it's going to be Jhin, Heimerdinger, bot. Jarvan instantly responded by 113 to lock them down. We'll see if they go for the Lux or if they want to go Caitlyn, Karma, something to try to push this Heimerdinger back in. And would be surprised if, Ashe support, another fantastic one.
Matches.
We'll see what they go for on 3 here. I think a jungler would make a lot of sense to match this Jarvan. Jarvan we don't see very much in recent patches. We saw him a little bit towards Worlds, but very good into immobile carries, just lacks a lot of damage. You know, Wukong can just get the job done a lot easier and a lot better in terms of shutting down immobile carries, whereas Jarvan just kind of EQs in ults, stopwatches, and then hopefully the team can follow up.
Yeah, I think obviously the big nice thing about Jarvan is he feels like he just can't be stopped. Wukong sometimes a little bit more reliant on the flanks, but Jarvan is always going to get in there. How effective it will be is, of course, going to be a bigger question as we look across the game. Curious how the spot lane is going to work out. Crownie and Labrov, some pretty up and down laning phases. Labrov's first time performance was rough up against Trimby. Second time around yesterday against Fnatic was looking really good. Hope to see that same level that he showed against Fnatic today against Kobbe and JeongHoon, especially since they were on the tear. As we now see some top lane bans taken off the board. The Fiora matched now by an Olaf. Yeah. Maybe we get the Darius ban too.
I think we will. I wonder if a Galio ban is good here for BDS. Some Galio Jarvan action going on onto the Jhin will be really difficult for him to play against. But the Gnar ban coming in, if Darius gets banned away, I just think K'Sante is incredibly strong here on 4, and it does. So I wonder if they will just pick up the K'Sante, or what kind of champion they'll go for. Any kind of skirmisher that can follow up with the Wukong would be great. We've seen yesterday, Wukong, Gwen, Akali comp from XL, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Struggles against scaling. They've gone for the Jax here. Astralis can match with scaling and go for Azir and take K'Sante themselves, or they can go for a different direction, just full dive. They can pick something like the Galio, the Camille of the world. It would be very difficult to Jax into lane phase, but anything that could dive onto the backline looks like their plan.
And if you missed yesterday, kind of one of the big lessons we saw in pick ban yesterday is that the team that drafts the better team fighting scaling composition does seem to reign supreme. So would love to see Astralis pick up the Azir here if that's something that Dajor feels comfortable on. Of course, if you don't grab it here, you risk giving it away to the opposite side, but there is a ton of pick potential already with the Ashe, the J4, and the Caitlyn, so just going to try to add more there. Yep. The barrel of Astralis, picking up the Syndra.
Sylas is quite nice into Ashe. I don't know if it's very good into the rest of the champions that Astralis have in terms of taking away the ultimates. Sylas into Maokai or Sejuani, Ashe. These ultimates that they can be used for big team fights is the best kind of direction to go in. Could just match you with a Zir here, pick a mage of his own here, Nuke, but he's going to go for the Sylas anyway. Very skirmish heavy, 3 melee champions top side. They're going to be diving in skirmish heavy towards the front line of Astralis, but Astralis have a very simple front to back. Jarvan's going to be diving in as well. Going to be very messy around the front line. See how much Dajor can get done with the stuns, and Kobbe, JeongHoon, Crownie, and Labrov peeling for themselves and keeping range.
Now, pressure, I think, on 113 to really find his way into the back line to make sure Crownie and Labrov can't just sit comfortably back there. But it's always difficult to know if the call is to dive enemy backline or to protect your own. When I see Sylas, Jackson, Wukong, it's going to be difficult. If they are ever able to flank, if BDS can get that proactive vision set up and find an angle onto Kobbe or JeongHoon or even Dajor, really hard to play out these fights. That said, getting past Caitlyn traps, getting past a volley from Ashe as any of these champions is a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, chokes are going to be very hard for BDS to run through. You talk about the traps, talk about the volleys, even the Syndra stun can just leave Qs on the floor in case they walk up, just throw the E out. But yeah, if BDS can stick on top of the carries, it's lights out for the Caitlyn and Ashe. So they need to be very, very careful. We'll see how they use the Jarvan. Like you said, can be used for peel, can be used for diving in. But very important game for both these teams. If BDS get a win here, that'll put them at 3 wins. And they're currently tied with 4 teams in 4th place. 3 wins is the realm of Mad Lions in G2.
Yeah.
And in a single round robin, getting these early wins is absolutely everything. There's no insurance later on in the split.
Absolutely is not. Credit to BDS for finding that win yesterday. This is the one they absolutely have to win, neck and neck with one of their expected competitors. But surprising performances so far. Have to make sure that they stay a step ahead of Astralis here. This time around, Astralis again, already desperation times, desperation games. Just 1.5 weeks into a 3-week season.
Yeah, just about ready to get into game. For the first game of the day, it's BDS versus Astralis. Little bit of level 1 action going on here. 5-man bots from both sides. Sheo has snuck his way into the enemy red buff. 113 can drop the flag to get vision. They want to fight over the Heimerdinger towers, I think.
Come on, do what you won't.
Put one over the wall to get vision.
Minions have spawned.
Afraid to Scar award it. We'll just walk away here.
Look at Sheo. He's put a ward on red and he's sitting in a bush. He's just hiding in the enemy jungle. The Wukong is waiting.
This is so
Is he going to walk out and just steal the Jarvan's red buff? Is he just going to
walk in and just slap the... I mean, Jarvan level 1 is awful.
Oh my god, this is... He's committed now. Who's going to win this fight? If Sheo can just take it away from it in his face, it's over for the Jarvan.
All right, Sheo.
This is one of those moments where if Sheo messes this up, his game is...
No one spoil it. Audience, shh, we gotta be very quiet, very quiet. Okay. He's gonna smite it, flash, and he smites it, he gets it. Oh, 113! Running for his life, Sheo! He was so patient, and the patience pays off. That could have been embarrassing, but he gets the buff. And now 113 is in hell. 113's life is miserable. This is not gonna be a good time. Whoop. Does get a little back, Dajor there, but it's just 2 level 1s.
Yeah. Does get the big raptor, but doesn't level up. I mean, he must have had a bit of a heart attack there, 113, just casually taking his red, and all of a sudden a Wukong comes out from behind. Didn't expect that whatsoever. So now it's going to put him on the back foot. Maybe he gets leveled up off the small wolves, or just going to do wolves by the looks of it. His clear will be hurt, and of course level 2 Jarvan is so powerful at early ganks. That's been negated now because they all know he's up towards the top side. So yeah, the 2 small wolves got him over to level 2. And Nuke is now looking for 113, who is quite low on HP.
Oh man, sweep in. Nice sidestep for 113, good patience.
And there's a ward placed by Adam as well.
Okay, and I just have to call it out. You're going to hear about it a lot this season, but this man is either addicted to emotes or has his right click bound to the stupid... Look at it!
It's non-stop.
That is emote APM! He's played in this league for like 4 games.
I wonder what he has it bound to. My guess would be like...
It cannot be the emote button. He cannot be pushing it every time.
I think it's probably bound to one of his mouse buttons on the left or right, so as he's holding it, he just presses it in. But as he clears his camps, he's just spamming emotes. Normally you do it to show off a little bit to the enemy.
That's why I'm pretty sure it's bound to like right click or left click. It has to be.
It's so obnoxious, isn't it?
Because he doesn't even know if the camera's on him. He's just emoting to himself.
And I heard that his emotes wheel... Is he just going to emote while he bases? I wonder.
No.
I heard that his whole emote wheel is the exact same emote. It's just one.
I mean, respectable. That man is really committed to that one particular Ahri facial expression.
Maybe it changes every week.
It could be. We'll have to keep track.
We'll keep track of the 1-1-3 emotes every single week, see what he comes up with every time. But I mean, respect. If you emote while you're dying, you emote while you're getting a kill, unfazed.
Yeah. I can't decide if it's more or less impressive if it's bound to a mouse. You know what I mean? I feel like if it's more deliberate, maybe.
Every single right click.
Yeah, it could be good.
Just ganking mid, unleashing emotes while you're waiting in a bush.
Well, we can take a break from our discussion on emote philosophy to cast this game of League of Legends. And right now, not a lot happening. Small advantages. 1-1-3 while he was shut down early and is certainly pretty far behind in CS. He's made it to level 3 safely. And so far, his bot lane is still doing their thing in complete isolation. So it's not a bad look for Astralis in this early game. Similar to what we saw against Vitality yesterday, they were also able to build a pretty strong early lead. Question is, what is the mid game going to look like?
They're just,
there it is. What?
They're just being
it's the
zoned away
wink.
from
This man can't. He needs to also wink if he's going to commit this hard to the emote.
I wonder if they have emotes on. You know, some pro players just turn it off so they don't have to deal with the taunting. But some pro players have ticks in a way that as you're playing the game, you're spamming a button. So for me, I like spam caps lock. Some people spam the enter key. Hang on a second, Finn might
just a little bit of
have some spare time in the graveyard, but he's gonna level up. That'll help him out a little bit. There is a pro player who every time they die would change mouse settings and things like this. So I mean, no matter what it is, someone always has that thing that they do during the game.
All right, I did not know that. That you spam cap, you just hit caps lock for no reason while you play.
Yeah, I just spam it. Tap, caps lock, spam while I'm laning. I don't know.
That's so weird.
It's just something to keep
Someone watching this is gonna think that's part of the reason why you're a pro and be like, guys, I just have to spam caps.
It's like when you see like FLICKR settings, you're like, I'm just gonna take all his settings.
That's classic.
And I'll play
I've
like
done
him.
That's the no shame
done it
I've
as well.
had, and I'm praying that something will save me. Adam, absolutely just walloping Finn here in the top lane right now, building a small CS advantage for himself. Overall, though, Astralis still holding onto the gold lead a lot because of the pressure advantage they have right now from Kobbe and JeongHoon in the bottom lane. Sheo and Labrov, though, looking to get frisky here, laying down a bit of vision on the bottom side. Hawkshot, though, always makes these plays really difficult, as every 60 seconds you basically just have free vision across most of the map.
Yeah, deep wards just to track 1-1-3 as much as possible. Not too far behind, only one camp down right now. I mean, he did only lose the red, managed to pick up the Raptors towards the end of it, and he's full cleared the rest of his camps. Now coming out of base, we'll see what he can get done. No boots just yet. I didn't want to rush those boots on Jarvan or something along those lines. Depends whether he's playing with magical footwear. Adam looking for a trade on top. TP's back from both these top laners. Bot lane push is basically everything right now. So Astralis really favored the Caitlyn Ashe getting the upper hand on the Jhin Heimerdinger, keeping them on the tower. I kind of worry for BDS. I'm a bit of a Jhin hater. Every time I see this champion against one frontline, let alone two now with the Jarvan, it just doesn't do any damage.
Just a little fist bump on that. Agreed. He's only got 4 bullets. Every other champion has unlimited. Just seems like a bad deal. To oversimplify it in a way that's completely unprofessional. But yeah, I'm not thrilled by it. It'll be interesting to see if Crownie does still opt to go for Ravenous Hydra. That was his previous build on the Jhin, the first game that he played it. Can help sustain a lot more of the push here. But JeongHoon opting for the Ghost in this game, something I didn't initially notice, but does make a sense when you look at the amount of kind of skill shots that could get landed in this lane that could decide it.
Yeah, needs to continuously run away. I think that bot tower has lost 2 plates in the last 7 minutes in just pure 2v2. So 1-1-3 trying to cover it as much as possible. Mercury treads early pickup for Nuke to make sure he can roam around from mid faster and avoid a lot of the Syndra damage. Top in isolation is winning for BDS. Bot side is where everyone's focusing. The whole meta right now is just about bot side, I feel like. Bot push into Drake, bot push into first base, bot push into plates.
It's funny too because top laners are finally fighting and killing each other, but the meta just means that they just don't matter. So like we actually have a reason to watch top now because you have a lot of these crazy explosive trades, but ultimately they could also just be playing tanks. They matter just the same amount as they did in previous metas.
Yeah, the exciting part of this matchup is when the Cassante knocks the Jax into tower, just wants to hold the wave as close to his tower as possible. As Astralis start up the dragon, not a lot of vision to work with. BDS can see exactly what's happening.
Careful here.
Sheo's on the way and he's level 6. This could be a disaster.
Big. Flash out to safety, JeongHoon, good move, man. Again, Stolen Jarvan can do this is wow.
It's horrible for Astralis. I think BDS can just take this in their face. The problem they have is 1-1-3 is level 5.
Getting laid down.
Unless Kobbe can do magic here. Maybe 1-1-3 can steal it and flash out. That would be a great outcome here for Astralis.
Oh, that was awkward. Flash in, flag, and drag back out to safety, but that was really just a stare down. Some small abilities being traded left and right, but Kobbe now going to be in no man's land. He's locked up. Instant flash out, clean flash over the wall. Credit to Kobbe for escaping on that one, but Astralis kind of spectators to BDS taking that dragon. Weren't able to do a whole lot there.
So 4 summoners blown on the side of Astralis in terms of flashes. Finn losing out on that 1v1 to Adam. Actually, I think Adam was incredibly low as well. Both of them had to flash in that exchange. But Caitlyn, Ashe, no flash, is going to be really, really vulnerable. Jhin level 6, Heimerdinger level 6, no cleanse. It's going to be tough, so a lot of setup and focus will be down there for BDS. No one's reason to have to cover them, but Herald's just spawned. That throws a small spanner in the works in the sense that I think Sheo can be the one to go towards Herald. His bot lane has flash up, so he can play a little bit more aggressive and away from them. They should be safe in isolation. And against the Jarvan level 6, it's just come through.
See what he can get done with it. It's going to be difficult, of course. Really wants to focus playing around bottom side because of the immobile champions present there. Locking down Sylas, locking down Wukong or Jax is going to be very difficult. Because really, you're going to look dumb if you Jarvan ult someone, winky face Ahri at them, and they just walk out of your ultimate. You know, a little casual Sylas dash through. So you really got to go bot lane to make sure the winky face has maximum effect.
I was confused for a second when he said walk out. I was like, well, how
well,
are
it's
they
kind of a, he
dash
scoots out.
Yeah,
It's kind of just a little sidestep.
Little sidestep out. Yeah, Adam, Nuke, and Sheo are basically unultable for a 1-3. So that's why I think this top side 3v3 is not really in their favor. But Sheo doesn't have the Cyclone yet. He used it around the Dragon. See if they want the fight anyway.
Alright, getting pulled back. It's just a smite fight, and Sheo wins those. This is so rough for Astralis right now. 1-1-3 now running. Maybe can just look to ult a few members for extra damage, but first blood now going down. Astralis' top side absolutely falling apart, but BDS doing such a good job of punishing the only weak point on the entire map of them right now is that bottom lane where Kobbe and JeongHoon are pulling wildly ahead.
So it's been 3 smite fights, Red, Dragon, and Herald. Sheo's won all 3 of them. Kobbe and JeongHoon, yeah, they should be able to pick up this tower, so at least the gold will stay somewhat even as Kobbe tries his best alongside JeongHoon to find a way to carry this game for his team. 10-minute bot tower, not too bad. Labrov flash forwards.
Trying to go for the chain CC, and they're going to make it work, but there's no more tower to back them up. Nuke now on the way in, but Crownie's going to be in trouble. 4-shot now going through. That's big, big damage. 4 bullets, more than enough to get the job done. JeongHoon wants to get a little bit more, but the Ashe is going to finish him. Should fall here. That's a stun. Nuke now going to follow up. Should just hold on to the Ashe arrow, grab the kill. Can make another play to follow. And BDS tying up the gold score. That bot lane devastation not going to be able to continue any further.
Yeah. Oh, the arrow from bot.
Arrow from downtown. Now 1 spin coming in for the Wukong. Good damage. 2nd spin now going to come out. Dajor not able to finish the job. Sheo healing up, and BDS 4-1 now in the kill score.
That was insane by Nuke. Ganks bot, takes the Ashe arrow, kills JeongHoon, and then fires in mid so Sheo can gank mid while he's not there. A lot of impact from the Sylas already. Roaming around the map, Dajor's not really been able to find any roams of his own other than moving towards that Herald, which they just lost. Isolation, top lane's going in their favor too. It's only bot, like you said. Here, Labrov flash stunning because Kobbe has no sums. Kobbe has no damage left, so he just tries to ult before he dies, but the 4th shot comes out. JeongHoon picks up the kill to make it a 1-for-1, but no mid push to the side of Astralis means that no one's coming to help. Nuke gets the kill, and I'm sure we'll see this beautiful arrow here in just a second. As Adam just killed Finn off screen. Solo lane's going pretty well for BDS. I saw Kobbe sigh there, just kind of rolling his hands through his hair like, I'm at 1.3k gold up, just took their bot tower, but my whole team is struggling.
The Xayah game, yesterday's game, today's game. Kobbe is trying so hard to carry this team, but topside is collapsing, and it was yesterday that Finn kind of just walked into mid lane and got solo killed by Perks. Today he got solo killed in the top lane, and this is a very intense matchup. Don't get me wrong, Jax vs. Cassandra is very hard, but getting solo killed is never good.
Yeah. It's a struggle here for Astralis. Is this going to be the 1v1? It is. So what does Finn do here? Walks up for a plate, it looks like. Just disrespect. Adam just all into him after going a bit too deep. The ult comes through, but he ults him into tower and then takes a shot. Yeah, not great. Adam just gets the kill.
Just saying, the BDS emote's hitting a little harder than the Astralis emotes right now.
They are. Adam off to a 1,000 gold lead right now. Same story for jungle. Rod of Ages picked up for Nuke on the Sylas. We'll see him become stronger and stronger as the game progresses. And we'll keep our eye on what he can do. He's moving towards bot right now. He's actually turned into a water bottle as well by the looks of the camera. So he will be flowing like water up and down this river with the tier 2 boots and the Rod of Ages. Fight in mid.
See what else they can get here.
Away. Dajor.
Jarvan ult stolen. And this is so difficult for Astralis to play out. They have a bit of a range advantage here. They play slow.
Yeah, Dragon's up. It's just Kobbe. It's Kobbe versus the world. He's got JeongHoon next to him, a little bit of peel around him, some burst. Will it be enough to weather the storm? I think they're just going to have to give this Dragon by the looks of it. Everyone's recalling. BDS can just start it up once they clear out these wards. Herald mid. It's probably running out. 30 seconds left on the plate, so want to make sure they can get a crash, but That's 2 dragons. We'll see what soul it is. Astralis is gonna struggle even harder to look for any kind of fight because their mid game is weaker than BDS's. You know, the Cassandre, Jarvan, Syndra being behind up against champions like Sylas, Wukong, they're just gonna get run over in fights. There's not much they can do. So they need to find some kind of pick or hope that Kobbe can dish out as much damage as possible.
Maybe they can kill this before it hits the tower, and they will. Yep. That's pretty good. Denying the Herald at least a little bit of a silver lining there on this cloud. 1K gold lead for BDS, 2 Drakes backing them up as well. Astralis has grabbed a tower in the bottom lane, but you can see Nuke already pushing in on the bottom side. He's got the rest of his team starting to collapse as well. Looks like they are willing to go for the dive here, but I think more likely than not, Astralis just will not contest this.
Yeah, Dajor's coming down. Arrow top lands onto Adam from JeongHoon, all in from Finn. Here comes JeongHoon on the side as well.
Adam now getting pulled back, stun gonna fall away. Finn on the chase, all out, gonna flash in here.
He has no ward though, I think, so he doesn't have anything to jump to.
Adam is gonna get caught out here. Are they gonna give the kill over to Kobbe? They will, I like that. Even more money into the back pocket of the Caitlyn. This is the one reliable carry that your team needs.
He got the full tower though, so you can see the gold swing now 1.6 in the favor of Jax. They got bot tower as well. Both side lane towers are full on the side of Astralis, but it's Kobbe who has to carry this game now. Almost 2,000 gold lead for him. It's going to have to be the Kobbe show.
But you can see on the gold chart here on the side presented by Santander, it is Kobbe versus almost the entire BDS team there at the top. So it is a tall task, it is a tough task. Has the space, has the traps that the team can peel for him. Give their lives to keep the Caitlyn healthy. Maybe, just maybe, they can get something done. But definitely a very rough start for Astralis, especially when their most promising games we've seen so far have usually been in the early game where they've found leads. Their mid game has been pretty sloppy across the season, and they're going to need to clean it up quick if they want to get anything done here against BDS.
They definitely are. Their grouping mid is 5 here, just arming for this mid-tier one. We'll see if they can pick it up. Trap line is down. Arrow is going to land. If they can get a trap onto him, maybe the chains he sees enough, but I don't think so. Here comes the Jhin ult.
Sheo now moving in. That's the Wukong all hitting multiple members. They are already taken out. Easy start to the fight from BDS. Adam essentially untouched. JeongHoon has to flash out the safety. Nuke now coming in as well. So hard for Kobbe to even step up an auto attack here. 1-1-3 going over the wall, committing onto Adam, but there's just no play to be made. Buys a bit of space for his support, so a single easy kill in favor of BDS.
Astralis, a bit of a questionable call. I think just grouping 5 minutes, trying to get the tower down is a bit rushed. Maybe they thought they could just get it and get out, but they're up against Wukong, Sylas, and he was coming from bot, so they're going to get collapsed on. Jhin ult will chase him down as well. So Dajor falls once again. Gonna have to start playing more for side waves here. But look at bot. Bot situation right now is horrible for the side of Astralis. Oh, I'll close that as we're going into a replay. Astralis trying to get this tower. I think they thought they could pick it up and then get out. Maybe the arrow's there just to buy time. They've got a couple creeps to play with, but yeah, Wukong comes over the side. TP comes in from Sylas behind him, the Jhin ult to chase. And there's no real turn. 1-1-3 can't ult in here. There's going to be no follow-up. They just have to kite back and try to escape.
Very difficult situation. I think 1-1-3 trying to anticipate where the Wukong was going to go with the EQ. Not sure what he was doing in that circumstance, but Dajor obviously easy pickings. And it's only going to get easier again as the top side gets further and further ahead in gold. If you're the Syndra, you're stuck in a really horrible situation, which is you can build a defensive item, in which case you're never going to kill them, but you'll live a little bit longer. Or you can build a damage item, which means maybe you'll kill them, but you're definitely going to die in the fight if you do.
Sounds like a lose-lose really for Dajor, doesn't it?
Being behind as a more mid-game focused mage, I think Syndra obviously 68 stacks, getting closer to 120. Eventually she'll be pretty relevant, but we're going to be waiting a while.
Gonna be a bit of a stun bot, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Just use the ult, press E with the extra yards spread and try to hit as many of these melee champs as BDS as possible. I don't think BDS will mind that Crownie's behind. Obviously it's not ideal, but his job isn't to dish out auto attacks and look for kills. His job is just to root whoever the top side's first target is and then ults from a distance to try to follow up and execute kills.
And also it's important to note that he is behind relative to Kobbe, but relative to Dajor, he's really not. And now Sheo gonna grab Dajor.
He's
1-1-3.
them. He's 1v2ing the mid jungle of Astralis, and he's winning.
He took those emotes personally. Out here for a bit of vengeance. Curtain call coming in. One shot gonna get dodged. 1-1-3, trying to make it away. JeongHoon trying to block. Angle was a little off there. A bit more damage, and he could have been taken down. But BDS moving into break open bot lane.
Yeah, it's gonna fall this tower when the Herald crashes onto it. Demolish proc as well. Crownie again. There's did Labrov just kills JeongHoon with Crownie's W.
Mark, this game is just falling apart.
Yeah. Kobbe is just looking around him, and there's just fire everywhere. You know that little dog in the house with the fire all around him saying, this is fine?
This is fine.
That's Kobbe right now, just clearing mid waves, looking around, just saying, guys, can we just try and hold on to something? Don't push waves past towers, just try to slow this game down. But this will be sole points for BDS. TP top from Dajor, maybe they can find a top tier 1, but Adam's matching. I don't think they can dive the Jax either. So their only play is just group mids and push and look for vision, really.
I want to give credit to BDS, and especially Sheo, for the very creative level 1, for taking the buff away from 113, interrupting the early Jarvan pathing to make sure he couldn't press a lead. But also on the side of Astralis, there have been so many unforced errors. That dragon was super random. That first Herald take, playing around that objective, really didn't have the tools to do it. They chose to take it anyway. This has just been chaos and a lot of individual failings across the board. Finn getting solo killed in the top lane, Dajor getting caught out left and right thus far. It is such a difficult game for Astralis, and again, a game that they really needed to win. This could have been the turnaround. BDS was supposed to be the team that was neck and neck with them when it came to fighting for top 8, but that is just not the case in this match today.
So here's the replay. Stun comes in from Labrov. Ult W, massive burst with the Ignite 2 towers and the Jhin W to root. Great play, great catch, but yeah, a lot of faults from Astralis, you have to say, but great capitalization by BDS. Good macro so far. Good Herald and bot to get the bot tier 2. Arrow's gonna miss there. Nice try to land onto Crownie. But they're collapsing in there. Their responses have been quick, and that's exactly what they need to do. They look for 113 here. Has the ult, no E on
coming out. Nuke just moving in pretty furiously here. Curtain call already coming in. The follow immediately from Adam. Love the play. The 3-member combo there. The Sylas, the Jax, and the Jhin just doing work.
It's going to be a Baron. It's just gone. There's no jungler. I mean, you can, as Astralis here, you can say we have to contest because what else can you do? You know, there's no other objective to play for. You may as well try something. They don't have a smite. Maybe Kobbe can get a couple of autos in to chunk them out, but it's going down so quick. Nuke can zone them away. Can even try to flank them here, look for a fight, but yeah, there's no real response here available for Astralis. The top side is just collapsed. It's like in Jenga, you know, when you're trying to get that one piece and you think you go for the risk, you start the dragon, you think, if I can just get this one piece, I can win. And yeah, the whole tower falls. No flash on 113, no E either, so Nuke can ult through the stun, flash out, and then Adam can be the one to go in again. Sheo not even needed. The Wukong is incredibly strong and will do even more damage to the backline. Arrow hits onto Adam, but how can they ever go in? It's not just that they're too far behind, but they just don't have any follow-up for this Jarvan.
They don't have anything, and that is the struggle. They need time. They need a lot of time if they want to come back into this game, but with the lead that this top side has, it's just going to be so difficult to play out any fight at all. And now Crownie, who yes, is still a little bit behind the Caitlyn, is still a massive threat to every other member of the team. So if you've ever wanted to see a player 1v9, that is what Kobbe will need to do to win this game.
He's 1v15 at this point. He's so far behind on this team. Mid-tier 1 is the only thing left standing, and that's where Kobbe has been standing the whole game. 113, no flash.
Does not belong to him. He will cancel his ultimate. He's now trying to run out to safety. A little bit extra healing coming in from the Radiant Virtue will keep him standing strong.
Yep, bot push coming in for Crownie. What they're saying here is we're going to threaten your tier 3 bot if you do not respond and clear these waves. And it will fall, and we'll take your inhibitor, and if Astralis do respond, like Kobbe will do, they'll lose their mid tower. So he has to be careful here, actually, Kobbe. If they had a ward over that wall a little bit earlier, Sheo could have jumped over. Tower is really low. Crownie see if he decides to step up.
And Kobbe doesn't have cleanse. You know what I mean? This is just going to be, if anything hits him, especially now that Labrov has Rylai's, he will die in the fight. Yeah, the follow-up is way too easy for the Wukong and Jax and the Sylas.
Actually surprised, BDS aren't even going mid. They're just forcing this bot tier 3.
Arrow coming out. Making sure to zone Astralis away as they break down that bottom tower.
Ah, here we go. Here's the final rotation to mid to get this tier 1, and once this mid tier 1's down, you just unlock the rest of the map. 50 seconds left on this Baron. One wave here to play on, another one coming out of base. That'll be the second wave they can play on. And then the buff will probably fall off. So we'll see if they can get the siege in. I mean, Astralis' wave clear isn't too bad. Syndra, Caitlyn, Ashe, they can start throwing spells at the wave. BDS have to respect. It's only 22, 23 minutes into the game. They can't look for any overforce of dives. There's no tier 2s to play for, so I think other than mid, they can't really go to sides. And I think once they realize they can't get this tower, they'll just back away and wait for this dragon in 50 seconds.
At this stage of the game,
it's tough.
Astralis have to dig deep. They have to dig into some layer of themselves that no one has ever seen before.
They need to ascend.
Or maybe from any League of Legends player seen before, because this is incredibly one-sided. 8K. We have an Ocean Soul around the corner, as if being a Syndra one-shotting any of these champions wasn't hard enough. There's an Ocean Soul waiting, and you have to feel that that one is going to go straight into the waiting arms of BDS. Astralis, any lost team fight is probably a lost game, whereas BDS could probably lose 2 or 3 back-to-back before they have to worry about anything.
Well, respect to Astralis, they know if they lose this dragon, the game's over, and the game is kind of over anyway, but at least try something.
Here comes Adam on the backside. They managed to knock him back, but they leap right back into the stun anyway. Adam getting pulled away, Adam getting cut down. Do they have enough damage to finish off the Jax? Jax is getting taken down. Kobbe on the backside, still remaining untouched. That Jarvan could be big. Sheo locked on a trap. That's massive. They moved into the choke against Kobbe. It might just be enough for them to find the fight. Astralis, how are you getting this done? Nuke now healing up. Fit now leaping forward, trying to pull him back. JeongHoon doing just a bit of damage. What you'd expect from a support Ashe? No! The Kingmaker not up in time, and that means Kobbe running now. Finn trying to do as much as he can. Crownie now moving back in, and it's just support Ashe. BDS are simply too strong. A valiant effort from Astralis, but in the end, BDS will take the fight.
They're just way too far behind. The team fight was pretty well played by Astralis. I think Adam going a little bit too deep there. Very overconfident. Astralis all grouped up, tried their best. That was their last stand. They're going to lose this dragon. Respawns will come in, and then BDS will probably take one more Baron and end the game and push into Astralis' base. But there was signs of life. Maybe if Kobbe can get an Infinity Edge before they can look for that siege, then they can look for a similar kind of fight. He wasn't really the one getting involved in it. It was Finn actually finding the majority of those kills for the team alongside JeongHoon. Arrow will land onto Adam. See how much follow-up there will be. He has flash up now.
Should just be easy for him to
TP
make
behind
that
coming
one.
in from
EQ.
Finn.
Is he going to flash ult him? He doesn't even have ult yet. Finn wants to fully commit.
What is jump?
The slow is going to be big here. Another counter-strike now coming up. Heimerdinger waiting over the wall.
Stun.
Oh, this is going to be big. They're going to try and turn and burn. Big stun. Sheo now moving to the backside, waiting as long as he possibly can. 3 seconds on his ultimate, but he's already at half health. Ocean Soul, though, is so broken, and it's just healing him up so incredibly much. JeongHoon, Dajor on the backside. Kobbe's not even in the area. Kobbe's just farming bot. There is no fight here, Astralis. They try to take it anyway. They will now finally disengage. BDS, 5 members strong, barreling down the mid lane, looking to end this game.
No front line left for Astralis other than 113. If he goes in, BDS have enough damage to just shred straight through him. Kobbe's here. He can put some traps down. Baron spawning, rather, in 40 seconds to get the Baron buff, which is what they need to siege these tier 3s. Kobbe can wave clear through the normal creeps pretty easily. He is still pretty strong. I mean, he's the only member that's strong, but he can clear these waves, so it's not over just yet. Arrow, these are the picks they need to look for. Astralis need to just throw out an arrow, maybe hit a target, 4-man that target, get the kill, and then get back in time to defend their base. But it's going to have to happen so many different times. A lot of flashes burned from BDS, though they have nothing left in terms of escaping with summoner spells. So this is the pick. Finn TP's in. Nice cancel on the jump there to stop him from getting away. Then he flashes, Dajor lands the stun, but Labrov's over the wall, giving a jump to Adam. And then Sheo is the one who tags in to push Astralis back.
Yep. Easy follow-up here as well, because you can see Kobbe on the backside, or the bot lane, rather. Meanwhile, picture in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see the Baron now being started. Most likely finished as well. Only the flash from the Ashe really stopping this play from getting any worse, as it'll be an easy Baron to BDS.
And here comes the siege through top. Wave push out from Astralis in bot or mid. You have to expect try to get any waves out, but looks like they're just recalling for now. Does Kobbe have IE in base? He does. 3-item Caitlyn. 26 minutes in. Not bad. We'll see what he can get done. Even in gold with Crownie, who's obviously got a lot of global gold from the Barons and the towers and such. 1-4, Adam pushing in mid. Trap line is in mid as well, so top will be a bit difficult to hold. Double cannon minion, Jhin will push them back.
Dajor, big damage to Dajor. Dajor's gonna die. Yep. Goodbye to Dajor. Manages to get the ult off. Sheo going golden. 1-3 not taking too much damage from the tanky boy. That's gonna be a shutdown.
A lot of damage from that Caitlyn. Managed to get the kill.
Get anything else done. They should just be able to break from the base. Finn waiting off to the side. 1-for-1.
Yeah, 4v4. No Wukong means Kobbe has more space to work with, but he doesn't have Gale Force or Flash. Really immobile. If Nuke can get on top of him with that Jarvan, he might just die. So top in him falls. They're going to wait for Sheo. And if you want the final copium take of how Astralis can win this game, it's probably Elder Dragon. I mean, the amount of games I've seen just disappear in the blink of an eye from one team building it all up on an Elder is unbelievable. But I don't think BDS will let them get to that point.
I will say, if I were a scriptwriter, 1-1-3 finally emoting after stealing an Elder Dragon,
Chef's kiss.
Would be Chef's kiss.
Maybe he has a chef's kiss emote in there somewhere.
Because
I think there is one.
I'm gonna be honest right now, the winky emote is starting to feel like a crying emote, but like with the smiling mask on.
It does.
You know what I mean?
Suffering through the pain.
There it is, but the knock-up, hey, little glimmer of
Still
hope here.
emoting.
Labrov, very squishy boy. They don't have enough damage to kill him though, so he's gonna walk away. That is one big B turret.
That is a very big B turret.
These skins are so funny. Like, again, every time we see a funny skin in pro play, I'm like, yes.
I still can't believe it's called Heimerdinger.
Yeah,
not Heimerdinger.
yeah,
like, that's outrageous.
I brought it up.
I'm actually going to write an email after this game.
Thank you, yes. Start a petition.
I'm going to start a petition.
Don't actually start a petition.
Jhin ult. Full
Okay.
shot misses. Only 50 seconds left on his Nash. They have a top wave. They have a mid wave and a bot wave coming in. Actually, they're going to ignore the bot wave. They just want to siege mid. I think Jax can tank these traps with his E.
Kobbe has heal now. I imagine he does have Gale Force. Good arrow to lock him down. The mark
this
coming
could be
out
good
of
for Astralis.
They're turning through Adam. 113 still standing for now. It's a bit of a messy fight overall. Duke is just going to immediately dash out of that one. Finn buying as much base as he can. BDS backing off, and Astralis now holding the line.
Wow, so this trap line actually doing work. Adam can't really escape the second the arrow landed. They have the Syndra stun. Kobbe can get the kill with the trap following up on the CC. So it's Kobbe who's holding the line, getting quite strong, getting towards the late game Caitlyn. 1 minute on the Elder. That's Astralis' chance. They can steal that, you know. Like you said, 113 just drops the emote as he escapes the pit with the dragon. You know, you might have got the dragon, the red buff, and the herald, but he's pulled out the game-winning play.
I'm just saying the Kobbe narrative arc feeling pretty strong right now. You know,
Storyline.
BDS, their gold lead will blot out the sun. Kobbe fighting in the shades, very 300 moment here. Rest of his team is catching up slowly but surely. Maybe the 5-man unit could be the difference here. Sheo waiting in the darkness, trying to find a bit of an angle. Might be forced to just ult to get out of this one. The rest of the team now retreating. Labrov over the wall could be big. 113 now dashing out to safety. Dajor doing what he can in the mid lane just to clear the wave. BDS trying to get priority control over the Elder Dragon. 30 seconds. Looks like Astralis are full committing to this pick here. Nice flash to extend that just to make sure they get the knock-up on a Nuke, but Nuke just going to flash right back out to safety. Ocean Drake going to make sure that he's not too hurt.
They found an avenue. They've got a wave through bot that they can play in. Dajor has TP to join the team. Now the face checking begins. This is where it becomes a little bit difficult. They're going to get backed against the wall here. This really is the 300. This is their last stand.
Here we go. Protect the president. Oh, they are not protecting the president. The president is in the back line. He's just getting one shot. No! Astralis. That was their hope. Dajor, can he be the difference maker? 113 still standing, but no. That is it. When Kobbe dies, Astralis dies with him. BDS might take another 30 seconds, but this is their game. It has been domination from start to finish. A creative level 1 from Sheo, and every single lane but bot winning out for Crownie. Using that utility helped bring the game home.
Here comes a TP from Nuke. He's just going to base TP into the base of Astralis, and then this one here. Finn will fall. Flashes away, but I think there's...
Oh, little dashy.
Okay. This is one of those situations where you're screaming at your team not to end the game so you can get the kill first. Will they get the kill before they end the game?
End the game. No, they're
Are they going to wait?
Are they going to wait?
They are waiting.
They are waiting.
No, okay, this is just brutal, isn't it? Okay, well, you've got about 5 seconds to get
Round of
Finn.
applause for Finn's KDA. Finn's KDA taking one for the team here.
Is he dead?
There it is.
And now they'll end the game.
BDS, big win. Astralis, heartbreaker to go down to 0-5, but BDS clearly deserving to win from start to finish. 3-2 now their scoreline.
Simple and easy. Just win through top side. Bot lane was struggling in the 2v2. A lot of vision placed down there from BDS. 113 was matching a lot of it as well, trying to get some pressure down there. But yeah, just straight through top. Adam had a fantastic game. Yeah, I think Nuke was roaming around the map, and once he got 2 or 3 kills rolling, he was unstoppable. And Sheo just outsmiting, outclassing the side of 113. Just meant that they could just play through top, and yeah, the skirmishes were just so in their favor in the mid game.
Yeah, and this game was incredibly one-sided. Again, credit to the bottom lane. They were given priority picks. They leveraged them to build a big gold lead. Unfortunately for them, the rest of the map did collapse, and it was creative pathing from Sheo. It was BDS playing pretty clean. Now, there were some hiccups, but I think that when you look at a late game with that kind of gold lead, I can't really hold it against BDS for maybe getting a little over-eager on some of the plays. At the end of the day, they were still the ones coming out on top. And sadly, on the opposite side for Astralis, we're approaching desperation times. 0-5 going down to 0-6 feels like a death sentence. But you never know here in the LEC. Crazier things have happened, even if it's not going to start today.
Yeah, I think the sweet spot for top 8 is probably 4 wins. I don't know the exact math on that, but if you're trying to scrape 7th or 6th, so they basically need to win every other game from now on, which will be tough. They've got XL tomorrow, SK next week, so those are teams around the area that they're in. So if they can win those games, there is hope. But we'll see. BDS, though, 3 wins, tied with G2 and Mad. Now, if they lose a game, then they're near the top of the table.
Certainly would be the case. Crazy from BDS here. An excellent week thus far. 2-0 on the week. Adam, Sheo, Nuke, your options for who you want. I don't know.
I think Nuke's arrow kind of sealed it for me. You know, that's
that
like a
was good.
montage.
But
play.
also, Sheo was like the one who followed up on the kill, and he did a level 1, and that was really
but you
good.
followed up on the kill because he did it in the first place.
Adam got a solo bolo.
You know, it's like me in Apex when I get the first frag, then you start following
yeah,
in.
no,
I
don't
go
think
in
that
first,
that's
my Horizon ult, and then, then you're the one, you know.
We're getting a little off topic here, but we'd have to check the VoDs on that one. I think that's a little bit of
VAR.
Yeah, we'd have to check back on that one. Anyway, focusing in on this game, it was across the board a team effort, and I think that, you know, again, well played to BDS as a whole. Found the upset yesterday.
Yep.
Today, taking down someone that was initially expected to be a close competitor. And I have a feeling if they can keep this pace up, that they're going to be the kind of team that we have to elevate when we start writing these preseason tier lists. Because this was not a team that we really had on our radar to be a big threat out the gate. We thought, hey, maybe down the road, they'd be able to grow, they'd be able to show us more. But from what we've seen this week, they're growing pretty quickly.
Yeah, and their schedule is Mad Lions tomorrow, I believe, and then it's G2 next week. So their schedule will get a little tougher as the weeks go on into our final round robin next weekend.
Yeah.
The last third of the regular split before we go towards the group stage.
But if you ultimately set the goal at making it to top 8, these are the games that really matter. Beating your direct competitors. Beating G2, it's nice. We saw it from SK yesterday, and that's going to be a huge boon for the team as we move later into the season. But as long as you're beating your direct competitors, you can get that spot in top 8. You have a chance to go even further in best of 3, and I think that's what matters the most. For now, though, we are standing by with Laure and the assistant coach of BDS.
Thank you, guys, and Striker. Thank you so much for joining me for this interview. Congrats on the amazing start for BDS so far. Tell me about the level 1. We're going to watch the replay here. It was beautifully thought, I feel, especially against one of your former players, 113. Tell me about how you planned for this one, the invade. We didn't see this one yet, but yeah, tell me about planning for this one. He's going there now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, basically,
as discussed.
We knew that they were going to probably, with this draft, go as 5 bots, right? So we just call for the match after the draft, and then since we know that they like to start on red side, Sheo has this idea of just sneaking in. It's something that he likes to do.
All right.
And he did well. I think also it's a good call against Jarvan because...
You can't do much.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, and now it's hell for 113 in the jungle. Everybody keeps on wondering why he keeps on spamming emotes, and I know he was one of your players last year with K-Corp, so please give me some insight on this.
I mean, it's just a habit that he has. He's not
Okay.
really thinking about it. It's just binded on one of his keys and he just spams everything. So.
All right, just a matter of habit. But now we'll have the answer on this. Focusing a bit more on BDS, amazing start against for you guys so far. I want to know a bit more about the work you've been doing, you and GoToOne, the head coach, to set up this team so perfectly so far, especially focusing on the rest of the schedule, Mad Lions, G2 and Vitality.
I mean, yeah, we've been working so far, I think, quite well as a staff. After week 1, we had some adjustment to make because it's first time that we work together. There is also main Q, so this helps because he was there last year for BDS. And we are getting there, you know, we are trying to find each other place, but I think it's going in the right direction so far. And for Mad and everyone that we are going to play next week, it will be for sure tough matches, but we are not shy from those teams. I think we are a good team. I think we have really good individual players, and we'll just try our best.
All right, well, looking forward to what else we can see from BDS. Thank you, Striker. Hopefully we can catch with GoToOne next time. I'll let you join your team now when we will be done tossing, and we'll take a short break now. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with Vitality and SK Gaming. Stay tuned.
My name is Thomas Fuku. I'm ex-kick. I'm playing ADC for SK Gaming, and I'm 19 years old. I started playing League at 9 years old. I think I got Master for the first time at 12, something like that, and I got Challenger at 15. Competitive, I started Summer Split 2020 in LDLC, and I played for 5 splits now, and now I'm in ADC. My playstyle, I would describe it like aggressive, but I'm trying to become a bit more smart about my gameplay, because the people here punish you way faster and way harder than in IRL, so I got to be smart. My favorite champion of all time is Draven. I was watching actually Tyler 1 and then Hans Hammer. I would say Aphelios, that's the champ I'm known for, kinda. I want to play against Hans Hammer, because when I was like 14, 15. I wanted to be like him because he got challenger at 14 as well, and he was very good, and he was French and Draven main, etc. So yeah, I just want to play against G2 and Hans. I have interest outside of League. I would say it's like watching anime, reading mangas, sometimes drawing, but it's very rare, and gymming.